Welcome back. Former top aide to NYC Mayor Eric Adams arrested in explosive bribery case. A shocking new development is sending fresh waves through New York City's political world. Just months after former New York City Mayor Eric Adams left office under the shadow of controversy, federal prosecutors have unveiled a new corruption case involving one of his closest former advisors. The arrest of Frank Carone, Adams' former chief of staff, is reigniting questions about ethics, power, and influence inside one of America's most important city governments. And according to federal prosecutors, this case could be just the latest chapter in a much larger investigation. Frank Carone was arrested Wednesday and charged in what prosecutors describe as a bribery scheme connected to New York City's migrant shelter program. Authorities allege that Carone used his position and influence to help secure a lucrative city contract for a hotel that had previously been deemed unsuitable by social service officials. In return, prosecutors claim Carone received more than $100,000 in illegal payments. Federal officials argue that public trust was betrayed for personal gain. During a court appearance, Assistant U.S. Attorney Sarah Winnick delivered a sharp accusation, stating that Carone had been entrusted with helping run city government but instead allegedly prioritized his own wealth and status. The allegations have immediately drawn national attention because of Carone's close relationship with former Mayor Eric Adams. However, it is important to note that Adams was not charged in this indictment and has not been accused of wrongdoing in connection with the case. Still, the political implications are difficult to ignore. The charges arrive after years of scrutiny surrounding Adams and members of his inner circle. Adams himself previously faced federal bribery and corruption charges before those charges were ultimately dismissed. Now, with another former senior official facing criminal accusations, critics are questioning whether deeper problems existed within the administration. Carone's attorney strongly pushed back against the allegations, arguing that prosecutors spent years searching for evidence against his client and suggesting the government built the case around a target rather than clear criminal conduct. Meanwhile, the investigation extends beyond Frank Carone alone. His brother, Anthony Carone, hotel owner Yan Po Zhu, and hotel employee Crystal Chen have also been charged. If convicted, the defendants could face significant prison sentences. All four defendants have pleaded not guilty through their attorneys. Inside the courtroom, observers described a tense atmosphere. As a magistrate reviewed the charges, Anthony Carone reportedly sat rubbing his face while Frank Carone carefully followed along with the proceedings. For many New Yorkers, the case strikes at the heart of concerns about government accountability. The migrant shelter crisis has already been one of the city's most politically sensitive issues. Now, allegations that public contracts may have been influenced by private payments are fueling frustration and demands for greater transparency. At the same time, federal authorities were conducting searches tied to a separate bribery investigation involving current and former New York Police Department leaders, adding even more pressure to city institutions already facing intense public scrutiny. Across social media and political circles, reactions have been swift. Some people see the arrests as proof that federal investigators are aggressively pursuing corruption wherever it may exist. Others caution that charges are not convictions and emphasize that every defendant deserves a fair trial before conclusions are drawn. As this case moves through the courts, one thing is certain: the spotlight remains firmly fixed on New York City's political establishment. The coming months could reveal whether these allegations represent isolated misconduct or part of a broader pattern that federal authorities are still uncovering. For now, the legal battle is only beginning, and the outcome could have lasting consequences for some of the most influential figures connected to New York City government. Stay tuned, because this developing story is far from over.